Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we are here at Chabad of New Canaan once again at the Weinman Jewish Academy, and we're preparing to learn a new series of chassidus. And our next series that we're going to study is a famous book called On the Essence of Chassidus, which is really a fascinating discourse by the Rebbe on, I say discourse, normally they say discourse is a mimer, but I don't know that the English word discourse has to be a mimer. Sikha could probably also be a discourse. Okay, we'll let the linguists figure that out. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to study On the Essence of Chassidus as our next text. And this is a classic of the Rebbe's Chassidus, and it's really one of the most beautiful pieces. And in the Sikha, which we're going to learn, the Rebbe deals with a classic concept in Jewish mysticism. So classic that it's first alluded to in the Gemara itself. Because Gemara tells a story that 4 rabbis entered into the orchard. Some translations say that the 4 rabbis entered into the paradise, because the Hebrew word paradise, which means an orchard, sounds like paradise. So, and it probably is etymologically related, and therefore that's the way the Gemara tells the story. Are you testing us? Rabbi, and famously, so there were 4 rabbis. There were 4 rabbis. There was Ben Azai, Ben Zomer, Rabbi Akiva, and Elisha ben Abuya, who later became known as Acher. And it tells us a story that basically their journey into the orchard or into paradise was a journey into the deepest mystical elements of Judaism. And the Talmud tells a story that one of them was so overwhelmed by the experience that he died. And a second one was so overwhelmed by the experience that he became crazy. He went mad. A third one, Elisha ben Avuya, it says he uprooted, what did it say, Jerry? He uprooted all the plants. He turned all the plants over, which means he became a heretic. He was so negatively affected by the experience that he became a heretic. And the fourth one was Rabbi Akiva. And about Rabbi Akiva, the Talmud says, Nichnas b'shalom v'yatza b'shalom. He came in peace, he came inside in peace, and he left in peace. And the Rebbe always explained that the reason he was able to exit in peace is because he entered in peace. If you come in peace, you'll be able to come out in peace as well. And what that means is something we talk about on many, many occasions. But we're going to analyze this concept of journeying into the paradise, into the orchard, into the paradise. So many commentaries explain that paradise is an acronym for the 4 levels at which we can learn Torah. The 4 levels are Pshat, which means the literal way of learning the Torah, very literally. Remez is to look at things as symbols and as hints and to see things in a deeper way, and to read between the lines. Drush means to learn things homiletically, to learn ethical lessons from everything, and to realize that a lot of it is symbolic and a lot of it, that's drush. And Said means the secrets to experience and to learn the mystical way of learning Torah. And Said normally refers to the teachings of Kabbalah. And in this text that we're going to learn the essence of Chassidus, the Rebbe explains that there's a 5th dimension to Torah. And the 5th dimension is the essence of the Torah. And that the essence, if it's the essence, it means it's the essence of everything. Meaning it is the essence of each one of the 4 layers of the Torah. That it is the essence of Pshat, which is the same essence of Remez, of hints, which is the same essence of Drush, which is the homiletic, and it's the essence of the Kabbalah as well. And Atzmus, the Etzem, which means essence in Hebrew, and that the essence is the essence of the deepest as well as the most external, because the essence of everything. It's almost like if you had to, it's the essence of everything and it flows through all different levels. And the Rebbe is going to explain in this Sikha that the essence of the Torah is expressed in the teachings of Chassidus. The teachings of Chassidus reveal the essence of the Torah.
It's like what you said before, the Etzem Hanashima. It's the same idea.
And the Rebbe said, and then what the Rebbe is going to do in this talk, which is very exciting and very interesting, is he takes the Meideh Ani prayer as an example, and he says, we're going to learn the Meideh Ani at the level of Pshat, and he teaches what it means at the level of Pshat. Then he teaches the Meideh Ani at the level of Remez. Then he teaches the Meideh Ani at the level of Drush. Then he teaches Meideh Ani at the level of Said. Then he teaches how Meideh Ani is understood by chassidus. And then he explains how the chassidus is the essence of each one of those levels, of the level of how you learn it at Pshat, how you learn it in Remez, how you learn it in Drush, and how you learn it in Said. And that's the second half of the Sikha. So first the Rebbe explains theoretically what chassidus is, how it's the essence of everything. And then he comes and he uses Meideh Ani as an example of how the teachings of chassidus can be understood at every one of these levels. So that's the introduction to this book that we're going to learn, and therefore it's an incredibly exciting and interesting text because you see the whole Torah coming together and the contribution of chassidus at every level, and it talks and it's just a very, very beautiful thing. And in order to understand this, you have to explain what Torah is and how Hashem communicates his wisdom through the Torah, and it gets to the heart and the jugular and even deeper to the essence of what Torah is about at every level of learning of Torah. And it's a beautifully well-crafted sikha that pulls everything together in every shape and every direction of things. So the book is called it's very exciting. The book is called On the Essence of Chassidus. We're going to use the edition from the Hasidic Heritage series. You can buy it and you can learn it. And we're going to not actually read from the book today because we don't all have them here today, but I thought I'd give you this introduction to the book today. And that is going to be that's the introduction to what we're going to be learning over here in a very way. So we started with a general idea. I spoke a little bit before we came on with the recording about how Chassidus talks about Meideh Ani in general, that Meideh Ani refers to this level of the neshama, which is so connected to Hashem that it never becomes impure. And therefore, we can even say it before we wash our hands. So that is something in the morning, even when the person is in a state of ritual impurity, this level is untainted and it can be said immediately upon rising in the morning and should be said. So that's and we spoke about, and this refers to the essence of the soul. And we're going to learn how Meideh Ani therefore reflects the essence of the soul, which is the essence of the Torah, and bring it all together in the most beautiful, wonderful way. And that text is going to start next week. So this is the brief introduction to the text. Any questions or comments? Yes, Elaine.
And it was it was a Jew in line to speak to the Rebbe, and it's really shocking actually. He said he had converted from Judaism to another religion, and blah 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 blah. He had this whole spiel about why and what and so forth. He wrote a book and everything, and the Rebbe, listened to him. And he said, "A Jew is always a Jew for his whole life."
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing.
That's that.
Exactly. The essential connection. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the first part of the thing. Now, I want to immediately go without giving anybody a break, without any opportunity to stretch your legs and get away from here to the video of the Rebbe for this week. Because since yesterday was the Yahrzeit to the Rebbe, I think it's very appropriate for us as a group that we should watch a video together of the Rebbe, and we're going to do this. Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, I do remember that. So I'm going to stop the live stream.